Yeah, well, you brought it up. Really proud of KJ and Will Shipley for using their platform in such a really awesome way, and just great example to the rest of the guys on this team. So really, really proud of them for, again, making a difference and really just leaving more than just football stats here. They're giving back. They're leaving a legacy off the field as well. And then, as far as this game, always great to walk in and have a Tuesday press conference this time of year, because that means we're still playing and everybody else is on the road. Well, actually, it's a dead period now. They changed that, so everybody's at home, because nobody knows who they're playing or anything like that from a bowl standpoint. But we're still at it, and so again, that's a good thing. Obviously, disappointed with our regular season finish, but I'm really proud of our team and our staff for winning the division. The last ever Atlantic division, and at least, who knows, maybe it'll change again 20 years from now, but at least where we are today, and getting back to Charlotte, something that, to be able to get back there for the 7th time in the past 8 years it's special, it's really special, to have that type of consistency, especially, the fact that we hadn't done it in 20 years, prior to 2011. So, proud of these guys. It's not easy to do. They've earned it. And, also congratulations to North Carolina and Coach Brown. I mean, they've earned it as well. Both teams have earned the opportunity to go compete for the overall ACC title, and that's something that we all strive for. And for us, we've got 2 goals left. And, we're not going to hit all 5 of our goals this year, but if we hit 4 out of 5, we're going to have a great year for sure. So we got opportunity there. And again, great opportunity this week against a good football team. This is a team that has struggled early defensively and has gotten better as the year has gone along. They have really improved, as a unit defensively, and kind of figuring their personnel out. Had a lot of injuries and some key players that were out. So again, some guys had to kind of step up, and I think they've gotten better as the year has gone on. You got some active guys. 25 is a really good edge player. 8 is very active inside. Good linebackers. I think 33 is a guy that really jumps out at you. Both safeties, very good players, and some of the best corners that we've seen. Now, I know they've had a couple of guys injured. Don't really know what the status there is, but it's a defense again that really struggled early, but it's really improved. And then offensively, they're the best we've seen. I mean, by far. They really, really are very good, and they're consistent. Quarterback is a great football player. He's a guy that probably leading for the Heisman going into the Georgia Tech game. And, he that's probably his worst game. He just missed a few plays that he doesn't miss many, and he just missed some plays in that game. He's a very good player. That's why we recruited him. He's a winner. He's very accurate. He puts the ball where the guys have a chance to make a play, and just really impressive. Good backs. 21 and 28 are very good players. Took the opening snap against Georgia Tech to the house. 21 did, but. The thing about Drake is he's got 35 touchdowns and 5 picks, so he takes care of the ball, but he's also the leading rusher on the team. So he's a very productive runner. They're not afraid to run him at all. He gets run a lot of yards on scrambles, but a lot of design runs too, especially quarterback draw. Good tempo team, a lot of shifts and motions. Pretty much an RPO built into everything they do. From a run game standpoint. Do a lot of the similar things that we do from the run game standpoint, with a lot of motions and counters and the zone game as well. But a lot of RPO stuff. And then they got, the best player we've seen, and that's number 11. I mean, he is a great football player. He will have his name called early. He's special. I mean, he's a, I don't know if was he a junior or senior. I'm not sure what he is. What is he? He's a junior, so he's really good. He can catch everything. He's quick as a cat. He's got great football savvy, and they get him the ball, every which way. They'll use him in a lot of different ways. So you better know where he is, and it's not just him. 3's a very good player, 5's a very good player. They're tight ends. They got 3 tight ends that they kind of roll in there. So do a good job with the run game. Again, the RPOs and screens off of it, but a lot of shots downfield off the run game. And, really, really good group across the board, and the way a championship game ought to be. So it's going to be a great week. Looks like it's going to be a good night up in Charlotte Saturday night, and excited about getting back on the field this week with these guys and seeing if we can get back on track this week and bring that trophy home. Any questions?
Dabo, given the fact that 2 weeks ago Georgia Tech beat North Carolina with a third-string quarterback, then NC State did it with a fourth-string quarterback, have you given consideration maybe running Hunter Johnson or Hunter Helms up there?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you never know. Anything's possible. They played Georgia Tech. I think played 3 quarterbacks in that game. I mean, they just kept rolling them. They just kept, and they got down early. But they battled back and just, made a few plays. And again, North Carolina just was a little off. They just missed a few plays that were there, but just a little off in that game. And then that's, all of a sudden guys get a little momentum. They found the run game. They really leaned on the run game, kind of took the air out of the ball and shortened the game a little bit. And, just a bunch of, again, player-specific type plays that they had in, especially with the quarterbacks in the game. But that was a crazy game for sure.
Dabo, everybody's disappointed Saturday, but have you seen what you wanted out of your guys these couple of days returning to work?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't. They're off on Sunday, so I saw a few of them that were over here, and yesterday was a tough day. First day, kind of getting back with them, and that's just part of it. Mental Monday, right? You gotta reset, and you gotta own it and learn from it, and get everybody on the same page, and then you go back to work. That's what you do. So whether you come off a big win or a really disappointing loss, and tough day on top. And it's always tough when you lose, but it's not acceptable for us. It's never going to be acceptable for us to lose that game. You got to deal with it, but it's not acceptable. And you got to. It's been 9 years since we've had a meeting like that after that game. So nobody in this room has ever lost that game. So it's a tough day, but everybody responded the way you needed to, and go back to work. And went back, had a good practice last night, and on to the next one. And you better refocus quick, because you turn on the tape and you start getting ready for the next opponent. And this is a really good team. This is a really good team. And again, it's 2 best teams in the league. We both earned the opportunity to be in this game, and there'll be one champion on Saturday night. And this is every time you play this time of year, they're handing out a trophy, right? So we gotta pick ourselves up and get back to work.
You had a bunch of guys who were there in 2019, 2020, those seasons. Does that experience help you guys over?
We've had a lot of guys that beat South Carolina too. Didn't matter Saturday. It's all about these 4 quarters. You got to play the game, and you got to earn it on the field. It's certainly. If I had my rathers, I love having guys that have that visual, have that mindset of being in games like that. But you got to go earn it. It's all about these 4 quarters and playing well. It doesn't matter what's happened. It doesn't matter. You get to this point. Both teams have gotten there, and doesn't matter how you got there. Now you got to go play a great game and win the championship.
Obviously, the past game, work in progress, entering the season with y'all trying to generate confidence after last year. All things considered, overall, how does the production meet the expectations you had coming into the year?
Yeah, well, we got better, especially if you look through the first part of the season. We were passing the ball really a lot better, and obviously we've had some injuries and a few things here or there, but disappointing to the way we finished. and we threw for 100 yards, but we got Antonio for about a 40-yard gain, and we miss it, and then we hit him for about a 40-yard gain, and we drop it. We got Brenny that's going to probably go for 40 or 50, and we get hit on the protection. We drop 2 slants. It's probably another 20, 25 yards right there, and that's 250. So, we're not executing the way we need to, and or we didn't this past week. But we've had up until, Notre Dame, we were really doing a pretty good job. And then again, just a lack of production by a few people, and some injuries, and some missed opportunities. So not where we need to be at all.
With North Carolina's defense improving, how much of that has been just adapting to Chizik and his style and their systems? So.
Probably a lot. Again, new staff, new voice, and again, a bunch of injuries. I mean, heck, they lost, I don't know, about 4 starters, 1, 2, 4, 5 starters, 4 starters on defense, out, and then a couple other guys banged up. And so, just settling in, but they've gotten better. They have gotten better.
Dabo, these past couple of days, it's all been about turning the page, focus on the next, looking at what's ahead. But how do you actually do that, like actively? How do you create that move-on mentality?
I mean, I got a schedule. I got work that's got to be done. I mean, we got Sunday. What you do on Sunday night is once you get done with, you have a routine of processing the game that you just played, and then you get back to work, because you got a lot of work that's got to be done Sunday night. You got a lot of work that's got to be done on Monday night, and you got to, we get back to work on the game plan. So you can't just sit around and worry about what happened. Again, same thing if you have a big win. You can't be celebrating that. You got a new game, and that's what competitive stamina is all about. It's about a chance to go win again, chance to go, and that's what you got to love. It's the process of getting ready every week. That's what you have to love to be great. That's what you have to love to be consistent. And that's the common characteristic between all consistent winners. It's not that they never lose or never have a bad day. It's that they're driven by doing what it takes to win again. It's what it takes to go compete on a weekly basis. So, we have a schedule of this is what we do on Sunday. This is what we do on Monday. This is what we do on Tuesday. This is what we do on Wednesday. So there's no time to sit around. I mean, you got to go back to work. So you got to plan your practices. You got your staff planning. You've got your game planning. You get onto the tape of the next opponent. So, you don't have any choice. You got recruiting nonstop, so you don't have, just like when the game was over. I mean, we had, 180 people at my house Saturday night. You had time to sit around and go hide in a closet and cry. You got to do your job. You go back to work. And so that's it. Just have your routine, and you lean on your routine.
I guess what was that recruiting event like? I mean, it's the first time in a long time you lost to South Carolina. You're having these.
It was great. I mean, certainly wish we'd have won it, but man, you've got a bunch of great people that are excited about, their futures and their opportunity to go to college, and great families and things like that. So it was really good. It was a good night.
It seems consistency at receiver has kind of struggled here as of late. What do you kind of see as the issues?
Just lack of confidence and a lack of details. Just guys really just stepping up. It was unfortunate. I really appreciate Bo trying to go. He really wanted to try to finish, and we were hoping we'd get through the season, then we'd get it fixed, but just wasn't meant to be. But he gave it all he could. So we'll go ahead and probably do surgery on him next week. But just inconsistency and confidence, with some of those guys. But I like where we are. I like the young guys that we got that are coming in. Adam Randall and Antonio and then Cole. We'll get him going now the rest of the way with the remainder of the season. So I think we've got a good group. Bo is a great player, and then we've just had a couple other guys that have struggled. From a consistency standpoint, and it's unfortunate, but that's where we are.
Oh, he'll get surgery and be done.
Yeah, he'll be done. He'll be done. We gotta fix it, because it just kind of keeps coming out.
With Mickens out first half, secondary, you feel okay health-wise there?
I mean, it's game. What is this? Game 13, week 14. I don't think anybody feels okay. Everybody's banged up. Same thing with them. They got guys banged up. So, but we got to find a way. It is what it is. So.
Yeah. With that said, I noticed out there on some of the bigger drives, Sherrod Coble got playing
Yeah.
time. Wade
Yeah.
Lopez was back out there.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with the way those freshmen
Oh, yeah.
have kind of
Yeah.
showed up?
Yeah, I think Woodaz has been incredibly consistent all year. He's going to be a really, really good player. We're really excited about his development. And then Koval, man, he's exactly what you're looking for. But just felt like he had a lot of immaturity, within the program, the first part of the season. But really, probably since probably the Florida State game, he's kind of, I think, made a turn. And he's just kind of really gotten on a good groove in what he needs to do, and so he's going to be a good one. He's going to be a good player, but yeah, we need him.
I thought in some of the recruiting conversations I had with him, he reminded me a lot of Kayvon Wallace. Can he kind of grow into that leadership player?
Yeah, I think he can be better than Kayvon. I really do. I think he's got some similar traits. He's got a little bit of swag to him. He's got a little bit of that. He's got a little bit of that fire in his belly like Kayvon had, but I think he can be better. I really do. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do. Kayvon really became a great leader. He really became a very mature, committed kid in every area of his life. Koval's not quite there yet. He's still just a freshman. That's not. He just ain't quite figured out yet. Maybe it's not that he's not figured out. Maybe he just ain't quite made his mind up yet that, all right, this is what it's going to take for me to be great on and off the field, and really committed to doing that. But, he's young and he's coming. But he's got a chance to be a really good player. And, yeah, he's got to step up for us this week. And no doubt about it.
Yep.
And he's going to have his hands full. So.
At the beginning of the season, at linebacker, wondering who was going to take the place of the Bruce brothers, and all three of those guys are playing at a very high level. Jeremiah's been a beast the last few weeks.
Jeremiah has been awesome, and he is. It's nice to know you got those guys back, man. He is special. He really is, and we knew that, and we saw that last year. Just unbelievable instincts, and. We were able to, obviously we had Skowski and Balin, but you just saw it. And then this spring, it was like, okay, he kind of separated himself. And then as the season has gone on, he's just really kind of found his swagger. And then Barrett Carter is he's just a pure football player. He is a beautiful football player. So two guys that have really had great years for us, really great years. Very committed guys, and got a lot of good football ahead for them. And then Trenton, obviously, Trenton is man, he's a special talent.
Did Jalen Phillips end up coming out okay in the game? I think
Yeah, he came. He's just beat up. He's like the car I had in college. He's just beat up, man. But he's somehow still running. He's just freaking beat up. But he just keeps going. He went back in the game. I thought he was done for the game, and he put himself back in. He's just – as I said, man, you can't go. He said, Coach, I have to go. And I was like, well, all right, we'll see how it goes. And, he somehow finished. So he's just beat up. But he'll find a way to be ready Saturday night. That's for sure. He's a great kid, man. I love JP. He's a great leader. I think he's a captain for us this week. So excited about that for him.
As you said on your radio show that Jordan McFadden's been playing with an injury for 5.
Yeah, he's been hurt. I mean, he's for probably at least the last 4 weeks. He hadn't practiced on Monday, Tuesday. He's just been practicing Wednesday, Thursday, and but you'd never know it. I mean, he's a player, man. He's a great player, and only senior we got. So got a bright future with that group. That group has gotten. I'm really pleased with our line. That's been a real bright spot for us. I mean, we're in a good spot right there, and I like the young guys that we have. Those guys are coming. Mitchell wasn't perfect the other day, but it's been good to see him, get in there and do some good things. And, he's just a redshirt sophomore. Really excited about Sadler and Pennington. Those guys are, are heading in the right direction. Same thing with Howard and Linthicum. Tristan has had hadn't seen him much, but he's made another step as a redshirt freshman. So, but I think we've been okay there. Been pretty good.